Yes, hello, Pastor Maureen, my love. Yes, Benedict is calling or joining in from Ireland. Yes, oh, my dearest, precious sister Alera. Welcome, welcome, welcome. These are my people. It's good to have people.
Zoom.
Angie, I hear you. So tell me where you are joining from. Where are you joining from, Angie? Oh, I
I'm
thought
joining
it
from
was.
Derby. We're
Joining.
here.
Okay, so go and call all my tribe and be like, they have to be on, like now, 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 now.
Oh, they're all joining right
I want to
now.
see
They're
like
all
100
joining.
people.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
right now. Just be like, if they don't join, 50% of their life is finished. Okay, because it's like, this is very important. Okay.
Mercy. They're all joining right now, right now.
All right, all right, all right. Oh, I see. Fiyin, my precious little big sister. Oh, big little sister. Yes, from Ireland. Hello, Hannah from Manchester. My very lovely Hannah. And hi, Esther. Thank you very much for the little pep talk or pep help earlier on. So we are going to make a start. There's a lot happening, and sometimes I didn't realize how much adrenaline you get when you're on live or doing something like this because your brain is like, I'm gonna say all this stuff. So please bear with me if I waffle a little bit, but I believe that God has got us. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. So I am Samira. I am obviously no, not obviously because it might not be obvious to some people. I am joining in from Leicester. I hail from Nigeria. Also hailing from Ireland. So shout out to my Ireland people, even though the accent is gone. But yeah, so from Ireland, and I have been in Leicester since forever. Some of the building in buildings in Leicester right now is so new. You know, many people don't realize that the Leicester you see now was very different from what it was. And I'm going somewhere with this my little story. I used to work in the city center and I used to walk from home to work. Now I'm quite observant, so I like to look around and look at, just observe and take things in because the Bible tells us that you can learn from ants. You can, take to the field of a lazy man. You can learn from ants. You can learn from snakes. You can learn from doves. We're always encouraged to look around us because it is telling us a story. And please forgive me if you're not a Christian and you joined because I will be making references to the Bible. And if you're watching this recording later on, I'll be making references here and there because it is part of who I am. And so I was just walking and I noticed that I saw some men on a large building site and they were digging. They were digging some things and I saw that they had buckets. They had buckets around them and they will dig things and then put whatever it is they found into the um into the bucket. And later on, I asked, I don't know how I found out that they are about to build a tall building on this site. However, they discovered that on that field or that land or plot of land, there are some treasures. There are some minerals, some really, they discovered it in Leicester. So they're having to dig for it and put it into this bucket before they start to build. Now, I noticed because right next to my house, they're doing some buildings as well. They didn't do that for this particular site because there wasn't anything um, of value to dig for. So, what am I saying with my little story? Tonight, we're going to be talking about success. And I feel that you've joined this particular meeting because there is some treasure within you. You're like that building that's about to, the sky high, skyline building, a huge, strong tower. We are made to understand that our lives are like buildings. And so within you, the should I say the foundation on which you build your life are treasures, hidden treasures. And we're gonna dig them out with um not just the word of God, but also the wisdom that we have in this world as well. Okay, so we're going to be doing a bit of digging, and so we have evolved. So we'll be evolving because it's not just about growing. I always say to people, you can grow and not be grown, or it can be the other way around. You can be a grown woman, but you are not grown. All right, so age doesn't necessarily mean maturity. It doesn't necessarily mean we have learned a lot of things. Some people have experiences, but then experiences mean nothing if you haven't built on it. And so, therefore, today I felt that we needed to talk about success. Okay, now I need you to get ready because I'm going to be asking some questions. Have a think about what you have thought of what the definition of success is. Now, I asked this question to those people who filled in one of my Google forms, and I had some really interesting responses. Some people said success is everything, success is achieving so your goals. Some people said, different things. Some unexpected responses, but nonetheless, it wasn't anything new. In fact, the responses I got is what has fueled this particular topic. So let's do this right now, shall we? I mean, I haven't said much about myself, but hey, you can Google me or okay, Google me. I mean, you can, go on the socials and find out more about me, but I want to really get into this topic right now. So, everybody, put in the chat comment, what is your definition of success? What do you think is success? How should we, or rather, what is it? What do you think is success? And then I'll go right into it, I promise. So get typing, let us know what you think success means to you. What is success? Why, whatever comes to mind. I would just like to get a feel about those from those on here. What is success to you? Okay, I'm waiting for the first answer. Okay, so just type on that. Yes, fulfilling. Thank you, Olubukola. Fulfilling God's purpose and impacting lives while being happy with doing all. Oh, wonderful. Success is meeting your personal goals. Yep. Success is a deep fulfillment of purposes. Remember, I promise you, you would really wish some people are hearing this right now. So if you can send that link, send it to some people. They will thank you later by the grace of God. All right. Success is a deep fulfillment of purposes. Yes, absolutely, positively. Keep them coming. Look, I have at least a handful of people on here. I haven't heard from everybody. Success is very personal. Yes, it's not measured by where you are in life, but how much you have overcome. I love that. I think that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Success is very personal. Indeed, I always say success is subjective. Success to me means having peace, joy, fulfilling your purpose, and having fun. Oh, yes, you're mentioning some of my values there. Okay, having a financial freedom, that's definitely it. Okay, any more for any more? What does success mean to you? I mean, I asked some people this question. In fact, I asked some young people. Came to my house and I asked, I said, out of curiosity, what does success mean? She said, oh, success mean, success is what people see, when I've achieved certain things, people can see the success in me. So it's almost like you're making success objective. You're taking the power or the control of what success feels and putting it right in the hands of people. And that can be dangerous. Obviously, yes, people need to be able to see your results. There's a difference between having results that people can respect you for and not having or having the mindset of a successful person. I don't know if people are understanding that there are times when people say that, I'm successful because, I have this car. Okay, hands up. And I want to really see, maybe type yes if at some point in your life, in our lives, you've seen some people and you're like, they are successful because they seem to have it all. That's what it appears. They seem to have it all together. Let me see that. Let me get a yes if you have. Okay, if you feel like this person, they've got married at the right age, the marriage is working, they have the children, the car is nice, it's like just have success. Their first name is success, the last name is fulfillment. So type yes for me if you are with me. If you heard or seen, yes. So put yes on there for me. And also, celebrities or people that you've seen, you're like, oh, this person is successful. This woman is successful. So put yes, 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 yes on there for me. If you've heard it before like that. I mean, I used to feel that I'll confess there was a point in my life that I felt um that if certain things was wrong in my life, or if one area of my life isn't working, then I'm not successful. you know
Mm.
in fact, check this out. Okay, let me ask another question. You guys are not, I hope people are responding to this my question wherever you are. Have you felt, if somebody was to ask you, I want a yes or no. Okay, if somebody was to ask you and say, or tell you, you are successful, oh, you are a great successful person, would you feel like yes, they are correct, or would you feel like what are they talking about, me success? No. If you're like that, let me get a yes. That's me. Hands up if you're like that. If somebody was like, oh, this is if they're introducing him, like, oh, hello, hello, Christella, this is Christella.
Mhm.
She's very successful, a successful somebody. Would you feel like me, success in one same line? If you're like that, just let me know whether you are yes with yes, mem cf.
Mm.
I love it. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, many a times you don't even think of yourself as I am success or I'm great. In fact, I work for an emergency organization, emergency services. And I remember doing a continuous improvement, what you call it, continuous improvement presentation. And I said, what would you see yourself as a great person? I mean, they were like, great. No, definitely not great. No, they felt that the word great should be used for like Martin Luther King and, your Oprah and, people who are out there, Mother Teresa. And today we're about to demystify all of that, okay? Because we're going to understand the why. Why do we need to redefine success? Because there is a warped idea of what success is. There is an idea that when you're a go-getter, go, 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 go. I'm doing this, I'm out there, I'm being seen, I'm at the forefront, I'm living my life like it's golden, doing all those things. Then you know that yes, this is it, success. Like the man in the Bible that says, eat, drink, and be merry, just chill, relax, Netflix, and all kinds of things because life is great, right? And so I realized that actually, come to think of it, it's not even that at all, because like we Nigerians say, life no balance. Because the people who are having the cars and the house, sometimes they'll drop something on the internet or something, you hear somebody's news, you're like, what? I thought they were successful. I thought, this was all great. And then all of a sudden, you start to realize actually what you've accorded to be success isn't what it really is. Why? Because when we don't fully appreciate what success is, from whose perspective to look at success, we start to then make mistakes. We start to then compare ourselves with ourselves in an unhealthy way, which, of course, we are being told biblically it is unwise. We start to put unnecessary pressure on ourselves to be something that God has not called us to be. We start to look at other people's time. We start to look at other people's lane. When you're driving, I love driving, by the way. And in driving, I learned so much philosophy. Why? Because when you're driving, there's so many things to life that you can learn from it. After all, they say life is like a journey and we're on a road. So when you're on your steering and you're looking over your shoulder to the next lane, chances are you might miss your turn. Chances are you might go into somebody else's lane, and then chances are there's a huge accident. Accidents usually happen when that split second where you stop focusing on your journey ahead and you start to look elsewhere. And that's why they say don't be on your phone, don't do this, don't do that, because they need you to keep your eyes on the road. Somebody type on there, eyes on the road. Put on there for me if you know you are still with me and you've not, you've not gone home. Put on there, say eyes on the road. Come on, come on, come on. Let me see if you're still with me. Type on there, eyes on the prize or eyes on the road. All right. So just put on there for me. Hey, some people are now, sorry, some people are asking me for the meeting link and all that. Eyes on the road. Oh, snap. Eyes on the road. I love it. Okay, so everything in life. So the why, so the big why of this whole redefining is that, guys, life is precious. Life is, I mean, I heard a very wonderful man of God who's passed on to be with the Lord, one of my role models, or should I say, mentors post mortem, I think, Miles Monroe. And then he talks about this so wonderful. I mean, he's the one that's really big on this success and purpose and everything. And I've really, really learned a lot from him. And one of the things he was saying is that, you must be able to say to life, I'm just going to put you on mute. You must be able to say to life, yes, life, I will not leave you until I use you. Some of us are being used by life. We ought to be able to use life and live life to the fullest. So that is why we're doing this. Who does this apply to? It applies to everybody. At every stage of your life, we need to be able to reevaluate and say, am I really, really living my best life? Not just a good life, my best life. Is this really something that, am I really on the path that God wants me to be? So it's for everybody, so to speak, wherever you are. Yes, I have. I have made sure that we're all on point. All right. So as we're doing this, so thank you very much. So who is for everybody? What is really success? So let's really dive into this because our time is already flying by. So I've just loaded everything for you up there and we're going to talk about it. But just before I do that, let me just go back a little bit. In terms of what success is, I've written some notes here just to help me. So someone puts a definition and says success is in essence what God has called you to be and fulfilling what God has called you to be. Now, again, I'm very conscious that people who are not Christians, so please bear with me, because I'll then explain to you in a way how all of this is also all connected. A clear guide or vision for life. And the way it's explained is that it's very simple. It says this: purpose is what you are born to do. What is it that you are created to do? What is it that God has input within you to do? Now, there are many principles to life. There are many things in which God has called us to do, or rather, there are principles by which we live by. A principle is gravity. Gravity is a principle that when you break it, it's a law. When you break it, you pay the consequences for it. Success is also one of those things, is like we can actually determine how successful we can be in life. You can determine how you are, what would happen of your life. I used to feel that success lies in the hands of other people. If you allow me, or if I'm chanced. But I've come to understand that God has deposited within me every tool that I need to be successful. Because if you think about it, the tree doesn't need to be replanted by God every time in order to grow. Within the tree lies the seed which it needs to grow. Within every fruit, it comes with what it needs to reproduce. For every bird, if you look at the animals, they don't need some sort of a roll call to say, now it's time to migrate. Now it's time to fly to the east and hibernate. Now it's time to do this. They just do it. They just do it like clockwork. Seed time, harvest time, the sun, the moon, they go when they're supposed to go, they come when they're supposed to come, the summer, winter, everything is just set. Haven't you thought about it? That if God can create all these other things, other creations, and everything is aligned. It follows what it's supposed to do. Why is then my life in quote in chaos? Why is it that it feels like I don't even know where I'm going? I don't know what I want to do. I don't know where, I don't know what I'm feeling. I don't understand myself. I'm doing this course. I don't know if it's going, what's happening with the course. I don't want to live in this country anymore. I don't know if I should move from this country. I don't know who to marry. I don't know who to marry me. There is all kinds of confusion out there. Social media doesn't help because then the world is suggesting to you what you should be thinking of. The world has given us an idea of what success should feel like. The world has given us a template for what success feels like. And so when you are looking at the world's template, and you're looking at your life and your life is not matching up to the world's template, guess what? You start to feel depressed. Depression, anxiety, fear comes when you start to look at other people's idea of what your life should look like. And in the absence of you knowing certain principles in life, you start to borrow other people's idea of what success should be. And so frustration comes when there is a less expression of what and who God has made you to be. People are frustrated. In fact, a lot of Christians are frustrated. Moving from church to church, we are borrowing sometimes our parents' ideas of what success should be or what our life should be. Many of us are looking at our pastors, rightly so, but we are forgotten that there are within you and I is the original purpose. With every product that is created from the manufacturer comes a manual and it obeys certain principles. For instance, if I'm going to use a microwave, they've given me the manual and they've told me that there are waves that comes with this microwave. So I need to be very careful and not do this and this and this. If I do this and this and this in this way, I am guaranteed a certain result. What am I trying to say? If we are to follow certain principles that God has told us to follow, success is guaranteed. Just the same way you will be baffled if you bought a product and you've plugged it in, you've done exactly what he told you to do, and it's still not working. You'll be baffled. You'll be like, what's going on? This is broken. And you and I know that God has not created anything broken. Everything God created is perfect, it's beautiful, it's nice, it's lovely. So if you know that you are wonderfully and beautifully made and you're created in God's image, therefore you must believe that deep within inside of you, this gorgeous, glorious you, is the ability to be successful. That success shouldn't be something that is so far reaching. It shouldn't be that, when I'm 50 and I'm retiring, I'm on a yacht somewhere, I'm going on holiday, then I feel successful. No, it shouldn't be when you're scrolling through Instagram and you see somebody, you're not married yet, and you see somebody who is married, they've got the ring and they're wearing this dress, and you're like, oh, well, you start saying things like, God, am I a wood? Am I a toothpick? Things like that. So we start. Why? Because you see, we are not following certain principles for our lives, and because of that we feel like our lives are falling short. And then we now start going to God and say, God, why me? Oh God, am I a wood? Why didn't you do this? You did it for this name. Lord, you did it for Mary. Why have you not done it for me? God, what's going on? And God is saying, I've actually put it within you. Do you really think I'm unfair? Because some of our prayers actually seems unfair to be saying it. Do you really think God is unfair that he would give other people wonderful, beautiful things, and you alone, he singled you out for pain and sorrow and suffering? Do you really think that God would make the sparrow, the birds of the air? They don't have to do conference call to be told where to go and find the food. They don't need to be told, giving address or whatever. They just are fed. If God can care for those sparrows, they know where to go. They know where to go during the summer. They know where to go during the winter. I mean, like clockwork, because they are following certain principles. And it is those principles that you and I are going to explore today so that we can then also start to rejig our mindset to know that I am also successful. So that when they are describing, when you are doing a bio someday, all right, to be like, ladies and gentlemen, let me pick on somebody. You can say, "Hi, my name is Jane Lillian." Or when you're doing your biography or whatever, your profile, they say a successful, blah 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 blah. All right. In fact, I think type on there, give yourself some title and say, I am a successful 1, 2, 3, 4. Go, let's go. I am successful 1, 2, 3. Why? Because I'm about to give you some keys that is going to unlock that success. That by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, Monday, you should feel like, hey, successful Samira has woken up, because we're going to take on, no matter how I feel, I'm not going to go by how I feel, because I know that success is mine. Type on there, let's go. Successful somebody. Let's see. All right, come on, come on, come on. Who is a successful someone? Yes, I'm loving it. I'm a successful dermatologist. I'm loving it. Come on, come on. You shall say indeed what you shall receive what you type, and I want you to start believing it. Yes, I'm a successful engineer, entrepreneur. I love it. I'm a successful business owner. I'm a successful pastor. I'm a successful singer. Come on, let's have it. Successful robotic. Hey, look at this title. Oh my gosh. Hey, it looks like very soon I have to start paying to see you. Oh. I'm a successful businesswoman. Yes, I love it. I'm a successful wife indeed. Look, let me tell you something. You've got to say it and not just look, and now I understand the principle about saying certain things, because actually you are. You're not lying to yourself. It's the devil that makes you feel like, why are you saying something that you're not? Actually, no, because when God created me, he inbuilt all that successfulness inside of me. We just need to get it out. All right. I'm a successful mother of successful children. I love it. I love it too much. Wonderful. Now, I'm loving it. I'm a successful mother. All right. Success is my middle name. I love it. Pimo. Pimo success. I think I will start calling you that actually. Pimo success. Let's go. You know me and you were like twins. So I'm success twin. I'm a successful lawyer and a businesswoman. I'm loving it. I hope I'm a successful Jesuspreneur. I love it. I'm going to copy that as well. Thank you very much. Cybersecurity analyst and philanthropist. In fact, such a mouthful. It's so wonderful. See how great. Are you seeing the greatness in this room alone? All right. I'm talking to successful people. I'm a successful accountant, entrepreneur, philanthropist. Come on. Can you see that already? Now, you're already exercising one philosophy already. I'm successful, God lover, and businessman. I love it. From now on, guys, we're going to make some commitments. Okay. From now on, when somebody is talking to you, you are introducing yourself, you're in a corporate room, you are introducing yourself to somebody on LinkedIn or whatever, make sure you add successful to it, because I'm already showing you here that deep within you is the ability to be successful. It's already done. Once you follow the principles that God has laid, success is guaranteed. Let's go. Are you ready? If you're ready, quickly type on there with quick fingers, I am ready. I am ready. If you're ready for me to quickly share these principles with you, look, it's not even a secret, Seth. Some of it you already know, but I'm just coming to, whip you into your God-given position so that by the time you log off, you yourself, you'll be talking to your children, be like, oh, come on, children, your successful mommy is around. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, I can see some people already, so let's go. Let's take it away. Now, I've put on there some words, a play on words, okay? And I have a little assignment for you, all right? By the time we finish all these PPPs, I want somebody to create a statement with all these words, okay? For me, that would make that we can really use it as our motto. Okay, principle number 1, purpose. We have heard this word a lot, okay? We've heard a lot of purpose. I want to be a purposeful somebody. I want to find my life's purpose. I want to find my life's worth. But how many of us really, truly know what our purpose is in this life? Our purpose, what is that thing, like my purpose? What is my purpose? It sounds like a nice something, purpose-driven life. I'm a purpose giver. We listen to a lot of messages. What is really a purpose? Look at what I've written here from a wonderful man that preached, that talked about this. It says here, purpose is having a clear guiding vision for your life. There is something God wants done, and only you can do it. Woo! There is something Guys, I want you to think about this very carefully. Many of you here cook, okay? We cook or we plan things. There is a reason for every ingredient in your soup. Do you know that? Do you know that you can make jollof rice? That is just jollof rice, palm oil or groundnut oil, and then onion, chicken. It's a nice jollof rice. That one tastes nice. At least it's just the job. It's just to make you be full. But then there's some jollof rice that have other ingredients. Now, if somebody was to ask you, why do you add cinnamon? Somebody will say, I added cinnamon because cinnamon gives you a nice taste, it gives you a nice aroma, and also it is good for the health because it does something in particular. That's what cinnamon is there. And then you say, okay, so why did you not add carrots? Well, I added carrots because carrots gives, see, somebody says, I add nutmeg. Yeah, somebody will say, I add nutmeg because nutmeg gives aroma. It just differentiates something, just gives a certain flavor. Everything you have added to your soup, to your cooking or whatever, there is a purpose. Nothing landed there by accident. You, the one that cooked it, you know. So somebody is eating it like, why did you add this? We say, don't worry, I know what it's there for. There's something. One is good for digestion. One is good for the taste bud. One is good for the aroma. One is good for chewing purposes. You carefully, beautifully prepared this meal because there is a purpose. In fact, there's an overall purpose. The overall purpose is that somebody will be full and be healthy and be nutritious. But then there are other purpose for the ingredients you put inside. Is somebody catching what I'm saying here? So God has prepared this wonderful Samira, wonderful Karen, wonderful Jane. I'm calling people I can see on my screen. Wonderful Benedicta. He took his time, all right? And then not only has he prepared you for his glory, which is the end banquet. Remember, we're going to have a banquet in the end, all right, with our Lord Jesus. So he's preparing you as a bride. So already he's preparing you for himself. So that's the overall vision, all right, overall purpose. But then there is something which is for all of us, because we, the collective, we are the bride of Christ, okay? Now, but then there's something you in particular are being called to do. You are a special ingredient. Hey. You are a special ingredient to go and do something special into this food, to the extent that without you, even though other things can do, so if I don't have nutmeg, I could make do with curry, but it's not quite the same. It's not the specific thing I'm looking for. So God created you specifically, all right, to meet something specific, a specific need that nobody else can. I need you to understand this, all right? Because you see, I remember when I was singing, when I'm trying to do, and this thing is a thought that I still struggle with, because I'm like, God, I know you've put in my life that I want to sing, I want to just worship. But when I look at all the worship singers, there are plenty. Nathaniel Bassey doesn't look like he's retiring any soon. Victoria Renzi is releasing song every day. Hey, what's her name? Judy K is releasing. Everybody, left, right, center. Sissy Winers are just releasing. She's not ready to finish the singing. She's not releasing another powerful song. Carrie Joby. So I'm like, but God, one day, by the time Samira is now about to arrive on the something, won't the people be saying that, hey, from where's this one come again? Because our playlist is full. I'm telling you the solitary is like, so where is the space that people will now squeeze another gospel artist? And then God now began to challenge me and say, it's because you don't understand that there's a frequency of your voice, Mako Shandarabosa, that somebody else will be in tune to. Somebody is waiting for me down the line to be able to receive what it is I'm about to give. So I am a special ingredient for somebody. You are a special ingredient for someone that nobody else will get to, but even if it's just one, that is why we have to be a witness. So even if it's just one person, even if it's just one person that you're supposed to reach to, that gift that you have is supposed to be for that. So you are a special ingredient. So your purpose, when we're talking about purpose is that one thing God wants you to do that nobody else can. And sisters and brothers, nobody else can do what you can. That is why our fingerprints are very unique. Have you thought about it? Nobody in this life has two fingerprints that is the same. Nobody. So therefore, if God can be careful about a tree, that a tree would have rings around it to tell its story, God was not taking his chances with me. God was very deliberate and intentional. God was very, very intentional about creating me. So therefore, I am not a mistake. Somebody put on there and say, I'm not a mistake. There is something specific. Oh my goodness. I really wish I can catch this. In fact, I feel this is a stadium message. This is the kind of conference that people will be, I'm projecting it. I can see it in my mind's eye. All right. Because if people understood this message that I'm dropping right now, suicide rates will not be as high right now. Ladies and gentlemen on this call, do you know that many people, the rate of suicide is becoming younger and younger? Not only are men committing suicide, children are now contemplating suicide. Why? Because there is a voice telling them, you are a mistake. You are not supposed to be here. You don't fit around here. You are not beautiful enough. You are not good enough. You are not successful enough. You don't have enough likes. You don't have enough videos. You don't have enough publicity. You don't have enough this. And driving people mad. Why? Because they don't understand that you are here for a reason. There's something you have to do. And success, one of the principles you have to follow is to know your purpose. Know your purpose. Why is it that God went into the workshop of creating human beings and created you? What did he have in mind? What did God have in mind when he went to say that, I'm going to give Samira to this woman? That's what you have to focus on. If you don't know it yet, that should become your prayer topic. In fact, pray about it, fast about it, that God, you will see, I promise you, if you do this, God will reveal it to you. Let me give you another analogy, all right? You walk into a store. How many of you walked into a store before you're like, what did I come to do here? It's happened to me before. It's like you walked into and said, wait, what did I come here to do? You left, there was a reason you left your house. You left your house, you were like, today I'm going to go to Aldi and I'm going to buy toilet rolls. That's why you left. That was the purpose you left your house. You left your house for toilet roll, not for chicken bourgeons, not for high school, Kool-Aid, whatever, not for chewing gum, not for biscuits, nothing. You thought about going to the shop to buy toilet roll. Do you know what we do with our lives? You now enter the store. As you enter the store, you're like, buy one, get one free. Yay, I'm going to buy these flowers. Why do you need it? Because it's buy one, get one free. So, and then you see somebody in the road. Oh, hello, on the store. Hello, how are you, sister? Long time. Hey. Meanwhile, you say you want to go and buy toilet roll and you were only given 5 minutes. Ooh. Oh my gosh. You said I only have 10 minutes. I'll go in, I'll come out. But the moment you got in, you were like, let me go through all the aisle. That's when you want to come and do tour. Meanwhile, you have been to this shop a lot of time. You now start from the first aisle. Okay, I think I'm going to need banana. I think I'm going to need this. I'm going to need this. I'm going to need this. Guess what? 10 minutes time. Your time is up. Number one. Number two, you got home. The toilet roll you didn't get. How do you adjust this into the things of life? The reason why many people are not successful is because you missed what you went to the shop to buy. You were called to this earth to do, God created you and I for something specific. So whilst other things were good, but it wasn't right. Other things you got was good, but it wasn't right. So the car, the fame, the whatever may have been good along the way. There's nothing wrong with having a car, having whatever, all these jobs, having all this whatever, but it wasn't the right thing for you. It wasn't the right time. And now your time has run out. So because your time ran out, you couldn't even find the right tissue paper. You couldn't live your life to its full. I hope somebody's catching what I'm saying, because this is deeper than what I have time to really go into. If you're catching what I'm saying, just say, I'm with you. I'm hearing you. I need to know that you're understanding what I'm trying to say. All right. You go into, so many people, you're 45, 50, whatever age you're at, 25, 20, 15, and you're still like, what did I come here to do? I don't understand it. You are doing all kinds of courses. You have all the certificates, certificate 1, certificate 2. You have done all kinds. You have visited so many places. You've done all kinds of courses. You have all kinds of titles. I mean, so many things you've done. But God is saying to you, hey, what are you doing? Why are you distracted? That's not what I asked you to do. We do that for our children all the time. Do you know that? We tell our children off. What did I tell you to do in the kitchen? I said, go and bring the sugar. Why did you go and bring me honey? Yes, honey is good, but I did not ask for honey. So many of us are living a life below par. You're not happy. You're not happy because you have swapped what you were supposed to actually go and do. You are doing an alternative. So purpose, I'm just on principle number 1. Can you imagine? Time is almost finished. Jesus is Lord. There is something God wants us to do. What God created us to do is purpose. Check this out. Vision is when you see it. So when they say, what's the vision for your life? You don't worry about going to copy somebody's vision in the office that they have not renewed since 5 years ago. Think about what I've just said. Vision is when you see God's purpose for your life. Remember, purpose is what God wants you to do. Vision is when you see what God wants you to do. See it in your mind's eye. Do you know, I asked this question to my daughter. I was just experimenting. I said, Mama, where do you see yourself? So that question is a very profound one. Where has your imagination taken you? What is it? What vision have you seen? What picture do you have in your mind? Many people think that this life is like a dress rehearsal. It's like, I was one of them, by the way. I used to say, oh, when I get married, I will never forget. Anytime I want to buy something very nice, I say, when I get married, I'll buy. So that I will now wear it for my husband. When I want to buy maybe some whatever in my house back then, I'll be like, when I get married, I want to go on holiday. When I get married, me and my husband are going to be friends. When I get married, some of us have postponed living to when I get married. Those of you who have not married. Some of us have postponed even as after we have married, you have postponed even happiness to when my husband is like this. When my wife is like this, then I'll be settled. You have postponed enjoying something. Oh, when my children are 18 years old, then I'll be able to go on holiday. When my children are 35, when my children are all married, then I'll be able to, save up for that, whatever. What gives you that guarantee? Why are you talking as if, have you forgotten that everybody has their time? And so therefore, a vision is what you see. What do you see yourself? We've fallen short. We don't see far. All right. But there is something in your mind's eye. So I asked my daughter, I said, what do you want to do? Do you know what she told me? She said, I see myself, being famous, but not that famous. That's what she told me. I see myself as successful. I said, I didn't teach her. I said, powerful, successful, be adding successful to your titles. So you have to see. That's why I feel like this message, by the way, I'm going to teach it to young people. Because for some people, it's already too late. They're already, in fact, they're like, oh, success is not whatever. We're going to go lower. We're going to tell young people so that they can start building their self-esteem, their self-morale, so that they can walk into that job. Because once we recognize this earlier on, you will know that you will not settle for less. Let me quickly move on real quickly. So the other thing that you must have as a principle is on there is passion. All right. Many of us are doing what we do without passion. You go into work like a robot. How many of us sometimes we go into work, we're already thinking about lunchtime. I used to do that. I'll go to work as I'm going, I'm like, can't wait for lunchtime. I'm daydreaming about my sandwich and what I'm going to chill. And then at lunchtime, you're thinking, I can't wait. 5 o'clock, I'll be gone. Be gone. Why? Because what you're doing is not aligned with your purpose. So there's no excitement. There's no passion. You're like, I gotta go home. Even when you are home, even when you're working for home, you're like, I can't wait to log off. Oh, I can't believe this. I don't believe it. Because many of us are trained. In fact, Mas Moreau says something. Let me see if I can remember it. He says, it is better to be deployed than to be employed. He says, because when you are deployed, you are working in your purpose. You're like, you are working for yourself. You are just being deployed to go and work for this certain company. And once you are in that company, it's a transition to where you really ought to be. So the salary that you're being given right now is just something to compensate you for the effort. You are rather going to help the organization. I said, by the time I go for my next interview, I must speak bold and say that, look, you should also be happy that you are hiring me, because you know the kind of skills I'm bringing to your organization. That is how many of us ought to start thinking about ourselves. Have passion about what we do. Many are doing what we're doing with no passion. Even as we're doing the work of God, there's no passion. We turn up at church or whatever it is you're doing. If you're a church goer, you're like, oh, okay, well, I've come to sing. Oh, it's like, take the song or leave the song. When they say, we are now calling the blah, blah, blah of blah, blah, blah. You see how people walking slowly, sluggishly to the stage to come and sing it like, praising the Lord always. There's no passion. And you're not telling people, why are you not singing? Why would they sing? Because you are telling them every praise, but they can't feel the praise. There is no passion. You go into work, dead. You're at home, there's no excitement, there's no come on children. Hey, when was the last time you played and really you're excited? We know with mother, you're just hugging your children. You're like, you know what, I'm so grateful. Apart from every time, you've not washed the plate, you've not done this. You can see that there are times like that. You see all the things that is going wrong in the house. Today, we're learning to be successful. You need to follow the principle of having passion. Do you know what passion is? Passion is a strong desire. Miles Monroe says something. He says, it is stronger than death. Bishop Dag has a song say, love is strong as love. Love is as strong as death. Yes. So when you have passion about something, you are more committed. You're dedicated to it. Nothing can stop you. Ooh, many people just have passion for the opposite sex. That is this. It's like the passion just ends there. But tonight, I'm reminding you and I that in order to redefine what success is, check where you are putting your passion. Passion. And check this out. If you have not found what you're living for to die for, then it's not worth living for. Listen to this. So what you're living for, what we are living for right now, okay? You and I, we wake up, what we are living for. If you can't die for it, then you have not found reason for living yet. I mean, when I heard this, I was like, wow, I need to check my passion level. Number 3, plan. Okay? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. In fact, I've heard that if you don't plan at all, you are guaranteed to fail. I thought about it because you see, writing down plans for me personally has been something that's a huge uphill task to actually write down and say, I want to be this in 20 years, because I'm always like, 20 years, what if something, something, what if something, something, and I'm being challenged. So you see, you are evolving with me. So we are doing this together, that actually make the plans, because the Bible says the horse is prepared for battle, but victory belongs to the Lord. A man's ways devises the plans, but the final answer comes from God. Isn't that wonderful? You have to still make plans, because without the plans, what are you wanting God to approve of or to even disapprove of with no plans? And when you don't make plans, what's happening is that you are opening yourself up for anything. It's like anything goes. Anything is that if they come and introduce this to you, okay. If they introduce it to you, okay. It's like you're going out on a journey. You've keyed in your sat nav and you're going. You are going to junction 15 and you are junction 1. You want to take every exit. How are you going to get to junction 15 if you keep taking every exit, every catchy phrase, every exit you see? Because you don't have a plan. There's no plan. You want to move out of where you are. You're just going with the flow. There is no plan of, okay, I want to do this. And as I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. Because most of the plan has always been in my head. I'm like, okay, I know my head, blah, blah, blah. But no wonder we are getting headache all the time, because we are supposed to write the vision, write it down and make it plain, and then run with it. Because your vision board and the things you write down almost is like a tablet. Oh, Mako Shanda Brosa. So you can lift it up to God and say, Lord, Here's my plan, Lord. Help me. But you have not written anything down. Everything is just in your head. And you're not telling God, God, you know, you understand. I wanted a man that's like this, that's like this. But he didn't write down the kind of, haven't you heard those testimonies that they said that I wrote the kind of man that I wanted? Glory be to God, I got it. You didn't write the kind of, you just said, oh Lord, I want a good man. You didn't pray for the right man. Now, check this out. Once you know your purpose, it will help you to know the kind of person you should marry. Because at that point, you are not settling for less, baby. Ah, my gosh. I said this kind of message. The younger you release it, the better you understand, so that certain past, certain experiences are not needed. Many of us are just being, we are collectors of experience. Must you experience everything? There are certain things that God has said that you don't have to experience because there are principles that you ought to follow. If I know my purpose and I am passionate about my purpose, there is no demon in hell. There is no angel in the heaven. Nothing can stop if you have that purpose that God has instilled and you've discovered it. My goodness. And then you plan on how you are going to get it. Nobody's coming to derail you. Because when you have a plan, you submit those plans to God. And the guarantee that God will approve of it comes from when you know what your purpose is. So you are likely not to do anything outside of that purpose. All right. And then the next one is people. Hey, people. Many of us have had our dreams aborted because of people. Show of hands here if you've had some wonderful, colorful experiences with people. Show of hands, real quick. Let me see your hands in the chat box. If you've had some wonderful experiences. Yes, my darling Esther. Yes, Maka. People, people, people. People will do you. My precious Bishop Dag will say, people are not people. Because when you thought that you have people, you realize that the people are not really people indeed. All right. Because you have people that was, and do you know what's interesting? The people who will sit and poo-poo and wee on your dreams the most sometimes are the ones closer to you. Your own family members sometimes will be like, oh, you are destined to be like your father. Your father was a mechanic. In all our generation, you are always a mechanic. Always a mechanic, always a mechanic, never going to be nothing else than a mechanic. It's like they have written your purpose for you. What if God decides that, no, you are going to be a cook? So at that point, the moment you start desiring to be cooking, that's when they say, hey, this boy is a black sheep, oh, black sheep of blah, blah, black sheep. They will start calling you black sheep of the family because you decided that you don't want to be a mechanic. You are part of a society. It's like you're part of a church. This is how the church do things. The moment God is calling you to be something wonderful, something slightly different, like, hey, she has come. Hey, this woman, we can't handle her because she's so some way. She cannot follow the line. She cannot follow the... Please, I am not saying go and disrupt systems and whatnot. So please understand the message. The message, my name, have I spelled my name wrong? Oh, Lord have mercy. My name is Samira Ochong with a G. G is silence. All right, listen. Is anybody understanding what I'm saying? Eric, wave to me if you understand what I'm trying to say to you right now. All right, fantastic. People, check this out. You cannot be successful without people. I'll say it loud, I'll say it proud. I discovered this, thankfully, a long time ago. I started changing my tone from, me, I can't stand people, oh, Africans, all these black people are this. I started changing it to me, I'm a people's person, actually, because people are who they are. The reason why we are bitten, we are whatever, is because you don't the Bible says Jesus knew them, knew men. Jesus was not subject to people. He was not trapped by anybody because he knew men. And if we are to be Christ-like, you must also know men. You must know the kind of people around you. You must know how to categorize people. You must know who is friend, who is sister, who is acquaintance or brother. You must know who is your work colleague. Separate your fellow church member to your friend. We are not all friends, baby. In fact, to give you a title of friendship, from now, for me personally, I learned that for me to give you to say, this is my friend, then you are really my friend. Do you know why? Because the Bible says that there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother. You can't choose your brother. You are just born into the same family. We don't have any choice. So we are in it. But I have the right to choose my friends because the friends stick closer than a brother. Oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. So that means God gave you a choice so that you will not turn around and say, God, you made me stick to somebody whom you forced on me. I hope somebody is getting what I'm saying. Oh my gosh. I feel like I have to go and record this thing and listen. Okay, I'm recording. Am I recording? Okay, it's recording. Because I have to go and preach it to myself. Are you understanding me? God gave you the choice to choose your friends so that you will not turn around and say, God, this friend is sticking too close to me. So it's your fault because he's closer than my brother. No, God gave you a choice to choose your friends so that you can then say that I chose this friend. So don't just give those titles out willy-nilly. Understand first of all that you cannot be successful without people. We need people. In fact, I've been hearing a lot of things about people. I've been hearing Pastor Dele in Envoy Nation, we talk about there's a word they used recently. When you're walking in company. Oh, in company. Because there are people you are supposed to be working with. There are people that you're supposed to, forerun for. There are people who have been ordained. What, guys, can I tell you something? Have friends who are pregnant the same way you are with visions and dreams. People who have somewhere to go to make something happen. Okay? Have you ever been stuck behind a car that is not moving? Do you know how frustrating it is? Eric, do you know? It's like you want to move, but the car is dead in front of you. That's how it feels when you are stuck with a friend who is not going anywhere or with people. So the idea of success is to follow the principle that people are there for a reason. You cannot say that you don't have people. If you don't have people in your life that you can work with to nurture your dreams, that you can bounce ideas with, that you can really talk and be yourself, I have an announcement for you. You need to make a prayer specifically for people whom God has sent to you to help you. Do you know when Mary and Elizabeth, and I think I heard this recently as well, they were talking about it in yes, what did I, yes, I think it was PD as well. It was talking about this, and it was talking about the fact that when Mary, I hope I'm not making this up. Yeah, when Mary and Elizabeth met, the babies in their womb leaped. Why? Because there was a purpose for those children. So the people you are company with, all right, very, very important. And I always quote my Bishop Dag as well. He has all kinds of book about people, those who leave you, those who forget. Do you know what he's doing? He's helping you categorize the different types of people there are. Those who are proudful, those who are forgetful, those who are disloyal, those who are like devils. You must be able to identify the kind of people that are around you. So check who are the people closest to you. Check this out. Sometimes you outgrow your friends. I also discovered that recently. You outgrow your friends. My goodness. Do you know why? Because there's a certain level you get to in life. Because you see, your purpose, once you know your purpose in view, okay, you know that, okay, I've outgrown this particular friend. It doesn't mean you fall out. You see, this is where the world teaches you sometimes nonsense. You don't have to fall out with your friends. You don't have to quarrel with people. You just naturally drift apart. Can I teach you something, guys? Can I teach you something? If there are people in your life like that you drift apart, please don't go accusing them and saying, you don't call me. You've not called me. It's okay. You didn't call the person. Okay? You didn't call the person. All right? Don't be like, hey, you didn't call me. You don't even care about me. You didn't tell me about your program. You didn't tell me about. No, no, no. We've drifted apart. So just flow in the way the natural. Do you understand what I mean? You will know when there's a friend that you really need to fight for. But don't just be making accusation for accusation's sake. Don't be making people feel bad because your time is up. That's why you're supposed to evolve, Mako, Sandarabo. You're supposed to evolve. Your circle of friends is supposed to change to match where you're going in life. It cannot be that we're just carrying ourselves. We went to the same secondary school, and so what? We went to the same university, and so what? Are they still matching your dream right now where you're supposed to go? Or you're carrying a dead friendship? Oh, I think that one I can talk about it 5 hours. Persistence is the next one. So you ought to be persistent with what God has given you. You keep going. You don't stop. You don't quit. You don't give up. You keep going until you see that vision. What have you seen? I've seen myself ministering to thousands and millions of people. I've seen lives being saved. I've seen people being transformed. I've seen somebody's marriage being transformed. What have you seen? Don't stop until you see it. It doesn't matter. No mountain, no hill, no nothing. Even when you yourself are doubting yourself, you must still believe in that dream. You must still persist in it. Do you know why? Because somebody somewhere is waiting for you to get up and fulfill your purpose. Because with you fulfilling your purpose, they get to start their own dream. Maybe you're about to make an outfit for somebody that will change their life. Maybe you're about to say a word, and the moment you, in fact, I'm speaking, is anybody understanding what I'm saying right now? Okay, I'm almost done because I need to bring in my precious sister on to
see my husband now.
finish. Hey, please let me just put on mute. All right, really, let me be quick. All right, so be persistent. Don't get tired. Yes, you get tired. You can get tired, but when I say don't get tired, I mean don't give up. All right, to be successful means you must keep going. And then the next one is prayer. All right. I need somebody to make a sentence of those 6 principles for me. Prayer. You will get tired in the journey of life. Oh my goodness. And that is why there's a need for a brotherhood, a sisterhood of praying. Who are you praying with? Who is your prayer partner? Who can you say that, Chai, pray with me? Pray with me. I need this. I need this. I need prayer. I need encouragement. All right. Because every encourager needs encouragement. So we ought to pray. Pray to be rejuvenated. Do you know why? Because when you're tired, life has beaten you. You have applied for so many jobs and you didn't get it. And you're like, but God, this is the dream. This is the job I really want. I don't want to settle for less. Oh, if I let me use marriage, you've been heartbroken so many times. You're like, God, when I'm 27 and a half, I'm 28 and a half, I'm 35 and a half, nobody's coming my way. Lord, what have I done? I've done everything. I know my purpose. I know my this. I know my that. And then you go, it's like you're on a boxing ring. Like you're like, oh God, I'm fighting depression. I'm fighting heartache. I'm fighting loneliness. I'm fighting all my fleshy desires. I'm fighting. I'm tired, Lord. You should be able to go to God in prayer and say, Lord, help me. I'm tired. I'm tired of doing this on my own. You should be able to pray to God. Do you know what God will be doing? Just picture that ring right now. You're in the ring and you have been fighting. And you just come to God in the corner. And then God will just be fanning you. He'll give you a hug. He say, oh, it's okay. It's okay. Here's some water. Have the living water. He give you some bread of life. Have some bread of life, have some living water. Let me give you the cool breeze of the Holy Spirit. Then he will remind you. He said, do you know I love you? He said, Samira, Benedicta, Jane, Frederica, Eric, do you know that I love you? Do you know that I've created you for a reason? Don't give up, okay? Keep going, keep going. And you feel your this is all in prayer, and then you feel your strength rising. You be like, devil, where you at? Let's do this again. Like, this is it. We're going, man. I'm going. Like, okay, where's that music? We're going to do it again. Where's that whatever? We're going to do it again. Do you now see why you need Christian, God-fearing people in your life who are going to reinforce what God is saying to you? With these few words, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've been encouraged that success is not an accident. You don't just stumble into success. You don't just wake up and it's success. No. And guess what? It is not just automatic in that sense. Okay. Even though success is inbuilt within us, you have to fulfill certain principles. Just like it says in Psalm 1, isn't it? They that are planted by the rivers of living water. When you are planted in a good soil, it's a principle. So even though the plant has within it the ability, let me just mute my brother here. Even though you have the ability to grow, you have the ability to prosper, God has put within you the ability to be successful. Guess what? If you go and plant yourself among the wrong place, you will die. Your dreams will die. You won't feel successful. You feel sad because you are surrounded with negative people. You are not looking for your purpose enough. You are giving up too easily. So I hope I've encouraged you. I'm super psyched. I'm so encouraged because I know that success is guaranteed. There's nothing like, oh, peradventure, maybe, perhaps, if my husband did this, if my wife did this, maybe if my children did this, then never. I am successful despite of, in spite of, in place of, including of. I am successful. Success is intentional. You got to work through these principles, and you and I are heading straight for the top. All right. If you are feeling this, just say, yeah, just type in something there. Just let me type in something. Even if you can't type fast enough, just type something there. So I know that, okay, you have been blessed
We
by
have
this.
blessed. We have been
All
blessed.
right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I have, hey, I think I found my elements. Oh, Pastor Maureen, God bless you for me because right now I'm just feeling it's like I should just go for another 1 hour. I love it. I love it. Actually, Mariama, yay! We are successful people. In our church is a year of work. In another church, is a year of harvest. It's a year of exceeding great reward. So this is the time to really start feeling your successful self. Come on, everybody. I am successful. I'm successful. I'm successful. Thank you so much for joining. But before I go, Pastor Maureen, please, please, please. I've still got 5 minutes. I just got right into it. And because we didn't start on time as well. So, Pastor Murray, would you like to say something? Keep typing. Eric, I am successful. That's right. That's so when I see you on Sunday, you best be giving me a high five and be like, we the successful people are talking. All right.
Oh yeah.
Success speaks. All right. Okay, Pastor Murray, where are you? Where are you at? Hey, where is it?
I'm right
Um,
here.
yes. Let me pin you. Where are you? Yes. Hi, everybody. Please say hello to this wonderful lady. Do you know what? She actually encouraged me. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. She's one of those people that I needed in my corner. Absolutely 1,000%. She was just like, why don't you do this? What so this is a life, I'm living what I'm preaching. You see what I said that I'm successful? Better believe me, because I'm in fact. So I'll stop talking so that she can say a few words
I,
and then we'll finish.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pastor Samira. Good evening, everyone. Honestly, don't have anything to say, Pastor Sam, honestly, because you have done justice to it. So I really don't have, honestly, it's just to say well done. I mean, you're a living testament to everything we've talked about. I'm so happy this has happened tonight, and I know that is the first of many to come. So I'm just excited. I'm just happy listening to you. Like you said, you're really in your elements. I love the fact that you were not tailoring it after anything. You just gave it its own uniqueness, its own flavor. Thank you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for just allowing yourself, be a blessing. I don't doubt, as most people have commented already, that they have gotten value for this. This is what people pay for, to listen to. So thank you for giving us a taster, of more things to come. So really, success has been redefined. And I know that it goes beyond just this one meeting, which I believe you're still going to talk a little bit more on before we call it a night. You talked about persistence, you talked about being committed. So it takes being deliberate, So it's not enough to just come for this 1 hour, 30 minutes and like, woo, woo, whoa, 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 I've heard it, I've received it, I'm passionate, I'm success. Success is my middle name. All those stealing down my line, you're going to pay for it. You can't just be stealing. I invented that line. Success is my middle name. But really committing to growth. I love the last thing you said about success is not someone commented on it. What was it you said?
Success is intentional.
So yeah, no, not success, something success. Success is deliberate or something. It's not
Yes.
something you just stumble on. You have to be deliberate about it. You've got the seed in you, you've got the code in you, you've got it right in the inside of you. But for it to actually come forth and be fruitful, you need to be deliberate and intentional. So well done, Pastor Samira. I love you. That one is not a hidden fact anymore. So thank you so much for doing this for us this evening.
Thank
On behalf of
you.
everyone, I think I'm speaking for everyone. The chat says it anyway. Thank you so much. So yeah,
Yes. Oh,
get
thank
it
you all
on.
so much
Thank
for
you.
joining. Thank you so much. And my Derby Mustard Seed family. Oh, I've got nothing but love for you all. Thank you. And everybody else who has joined in. I'm super grateful. Listen, if you really liked what you heard today and you would like to join me, are you ready? It's on the screen for a 4-week masterclass called Change Your World. We're going to be talking about more of this stuff. We'll dive into it. We'll talk about Pastor Maureen talked about growth. We'll be being intentional about growth. We'll be talking about purpose a little bit more. In fact, we could do a little bit about working through what your purpose is if you haven't found it yet. If you feel like you really love to join me on this journey, then you ought to sign up, okay, for this 4-week session that is starting on the 9th of March. So I put it at a Saturday time where you should be relaxed. The kids will be watching whatever because you're not going to work the next day, and we can just do this. Sometimes we'll be on a Sunday night like this in the evening where you're really relaxed. But honestly, I promise by the grace of Almighty God upon my life, you will not fail to receive even something that will blow your mind, to receive your value. So sign up, okay? And it's just to help with, just to add a bit of commitment to it. Is one of the reasons why we're also shy. So if you want to sign up, thank you very much. After this, when you log off from here, a form should pop up. I hope it does. A form should pop up asking you if you want to sign up, and then I'll email you. If not, please send me a message. If you have my number, send me a message, and then I'll sign you up. Or you can just go to info. So my email, let me just quickly put on here. These are my socials on how to contact me. My number is on the screen. I am Samira Otung is my social. So Instagram, Facebook, wherever. You can just message me, and then there's the email. Let's do this. All right. I know we hear a lot of preaching, a lot of whatever, a lot of words. And as my dearest Pastor Maureen has said, don't just say all these gizmo words and be like, I am successful, and just leave it like that. The devil is not threatened by just mere words. I hope you know that. Be like, okay, you come and meet me here. But when we do this together and you put all these things in place, you're saying that I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to put my actions where my mouth is, and I'm going to do this. And we're doing this together. So to all my Derby people, I should be senior because we are in it together. We are aiming for success. And to everybody else, those who came on PMO's recommendation for this event, you know what? You guys are awesome. You are the real MVPs as well. Thank you so much. So I would love to see you sign up for this. It is starting imminently on the 9th of March. So I'm waiting to hear from you on where to sign you up. All right. Well, without further ado, I am 2 minutes behind. I am super grateful. Please feel free to give your feedback. I would love to hear from you. If anything, it also encouraged me. But you know what? If anything at all, just seeing your faces, seeing your emojis or your pictures, seeing your emojis and reading your comments is encouragement enough. And just having my MSCI Derby on as well actually means a lot. Actually, it means a lot. So I'm very grateful. I'm truly successful, and I'm so grateful. Thank you, Pastor Maureen. I have nothing but love and admiration for you. Sister Lera, Awesome. God bless you for me. I'm so grateful. And my mom is also on the line. Thank you, mommy. Thank you for everything. My sister, God bless you. I feel like it's like an awards. Hey, maybe it might be. I feel like an award speech. Don't you think so, Eric? It feels like I'm giving an award,
Oh
isn't it?
yes. Oh yes.
It feels like I'm giving an award. Like, oh, thank you to my family. Thank you to my whatever. Okay, maybe it's a practice. You never know. Okay. All right, everybody. Enjoy your week. Have a wonderful, successful week. Love you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you and good night.